Okay. Thanks,
Yeah, good
Clinton.
to go. Cool. Cheers. GOTR.
Go well. Cheers, mate.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay. Morning, all. Welcome back, Zeph. Just wait a couple of minutes. Start at 1/2 past as normal. You all know who I am, so I don't have to spend, I suppose, ages chat to you about that, so you know what's involved. Anyone new comes in a little bit later, well, hope they catch on. I'm going to share the screen now. Go from there. Hope you can all see it. Morning. Morning, morning. Just give it another minute or so, just under. Okay, half past. We can begin. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to TR. I think you all know the score here. Interact as per normal. Ask questions. It's a forum. We learn from each other, not just learn from one, but learn from each other. Was it one for three for one and one for three, or one all for one and one for all? Okay. Yeah. So please do that. Okay. I'll start off with a GBP JPY. Now, why do I think that's a short? Well, first of all, the pound's not that strong, but hang on, nor is a JPY. But again, as mentioned before, we do have the big ogre of Japanese intervention coming in. So we'll come back to the minute. I just want to show the dollar yen. It's gone back and attacking the highs again, right above 150. They intervened big time. Well, I'll tell you exactly the date, got it right there. As you can clearly see, that was on the 3rd of October, just under a month ago. And they did another bit of an intervention here, which is a smaller one. So they're basing, if it gets up these sort of areas, we will probably do it. The threat of it could cause some fear to the traders as well. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to use a nuclear bomb, just threat that you might. Does enough to dissuade you from getting too cute. And I say the same with the yen. Okay, so as a result of it, I think it's where go back. We are going short on it. I think there's a technical reason why we're going short on it, because it is down, reached up this sort of resistance area here. It's not that strong, and we got the help from maybe the yen if intervention is required on the dollar to come shooting down again. That's what I thought would be a short. However, we did put it out a slightly higher figure, like a pending order at 70, round about this sort of level here to short it. Some guys might have already gone into it. I'm not totally horrendously against that, to be honest. It might not break through the 100 and get to the 50, but I suppose a little bit, to be honest, from our side, we did play a little. Just a second. I'm just going to mute everybody as background chat there. So putting me off a little bit, to be honest. There we are. Okay. So it's slightly higher, but I mean, if you did go a little bit earlier, it's not a total bloody disaster, but because it might not get there, but it could. So anyway, we played a little bit on the safe side there and put the trade out for 182.70. Remember, that's on the sell or the bid, so it'll be a little bit higher than that on the arrow. The arrow will have to go up slightly higher because that will be the ask price we're getting on the bid if you're going short. Don't forget that. If you don't understand that, ask or learn it or find out, because that's very important. Got to know what the spread is for. Okay, so yeah, so I see some shorts for those reasons. Any comments on that? Do you like the idea of it? Do you think I've got it all wrong, or what do you feel about that? That was the idea behind it. I just want to discuss the reason why I put them up, just so you know, it's not just because I feel like it was a good idea at the time. I don't think they can do that. I think I don't actually send it out. They do. I'm not a tech guy. But it really is up to the person to look at it and have enough knowledge. You've got enough knowledge. If you know it's a buy stop or a sell stop because it's got to break through resistance or support, or it's just a pending order to put a sell limit in or choose to go to market. That's up to you. And you can always redo the calculation. You put in the mark. If you put it instant, you might get a not a very good risk reward. But that sort of thing. It should be able to see it by now and work it out. But not sure they go that far. I've mentioned it before, but I think it's some admin thing. I don't know. But that's the technical side. But never mind. I'd be honest, if you did get in, I'm not sure it's the wrong thing to do. It looks like the 100 might even hold. The guys put the sell limit in might not get filled, and it comes off, and they won't be very happy about it. So if you're on board, I know it's a complete disaster. So I think it should be okay. All right, morning, guys. Okay, yeah, Harold, hope you're all right there. Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, Harold, you know well enough. If you're not sure about it, just send me a WhatsApp, and I might give you a voicemail in return because my typos are not the world's best. I prefer text because it's easy and quicker to read, and it get busy, and I haven't got time always to, especially in the trading room, to listen to a voice message. So text is better. But sometimes there's so many bloody, my brain goes a lot faster than my little finger, and often get typos. So yeah, if it's a bit more involved, I'll just do a voicemail. But no problem there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Okay, but I say I'm not totally against it. It's slightly improv anyway if you went in at market, so it's okay. Okay, so there you are. You got the details. Need to go on that. You're a CHF. I didn't put on my VIP group. However, it was sent out. As you know, I do think the Swiss franc is strong. So why didn't put my VIP group? Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, we have got the CPI at 12. Not in the past. It might be different now. Has made a major difference. It could do. Could have been a strength creeping. I don't know. But even if it does, I think it's going to be ongoing. The Swiss franc is still king. It's become a bit of a safe haven, even looking slightly hawkish, adding to the strength flavor. As you know, it is a money market. It's not as it is neutral. It's not affected by all these fundamentals like the states the US dollar is. So it's the strongest currency at the moment, following the US dollar. The Canadians now getting the slightly middleweight zone, descending a little bit from the heavyweight. Bear in mind, we can even start looking down the line to short the Canadian. I've often made the thing go woke, go broke, and Justin Trudeau is to the left of the American administration, which is all great fun for bunny hugging and lovey dovey stuff, but for an economics, it's all about the money, we like it or not. I'm not sure it's the most accomplished in that area, trying to put it diplomatically. And it's helped by resources, major one being oil, but the way they're running it now is more social than capital, but which is great, but not so good for who's going to fund it. It's not helping those who are trying to fund all these wonderful social programs. People forget, I want more, but where's going to come from job? But anyway, moving on from that, 12 o'clock CPI. And the other aspect was we are some of them still in it. Some people quite overexposed in the CHF. However good you think it is, we don't want to have half a dozen trades in one currency. You're overexposed. And some guys still in the AUD, some guys NZD, some guys the GBP. You get the idea. I think some guys going to the CHF yesterday, all against the JPY. Now, not sorry, all on the Swiss franc, like I say, and now the Euro Swiss franc. Having said that, I'm still not against it. I still see downside on it. So if you're not overexposed to the Swiss franc, you're not overly concerned about the 12 o'clock release, which hasn't been. I don't do Murphy's Law here, which suddenly is a major part, but in the past it hasn't been a major, a bit of a jumpy around, but nothing like the non-farms. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against the trade. Okay. I do see downside on it. Okay. Just so you're aware of that. So if you didn't receive from me, that's the reason I didn't post it. But some guy did receive it because it was sent out, I know, to others. But it's not totally a wrong trade. If you want to play careful, wait till 12. If you're overexposed to Swiss franc, probably just give it a miss. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. You know the score. Hope that's all clear. Hope you understand each other. Okay, right. There are times to be patient in trading, and it's certainly been testing it. AUD-CHF gave us a lot of problems yesterday, and now it's starting to come off and looks like it might come to the party. I did get stopped out. I stuck with the stop loss I put out, and I went in again. And at the moment, I think I'm doing okay. Well, anyway, whatever. It's hovering around. But yeah, and when it ends at DCHF again, it's jumping around. This morning it was up nicely. Now it's probably about break even or down. And then when the GBP CHF again, that's starting to come right, but it's jumping around. But anyway, I quite like it. That's why I didn't go in the Euro CHF. I don't want to overdo it. Oh yeah, I did win the CHF JPY again. I waited till the pullback, just around figure 165. I think 165.10. I think I got in, or right about that anyway. And that did bounce. So I've got 4 Swiss francs open. I don't want to add to it. Nothing wrong with the Euro CHF, but 5's over the top. Okay, I'll come to that in a minute, Muzi. So that's the reason I haven't done the Euro CHF, but the re-entry of the CHF JPY beautifully came to the party. And on that subject, we'll go to the Euro Japanese as mentioned. I don't know if you guys did it, modified the stop loss. Where do we get in? Let's have a look. 57.94. What the hell? Oh, but just jumped up a little bit lately as well. So I presume everyone's had the sense not to leave the stop loss at 157. I hope everyone who joins the trading room and not a first time will learn you don't, with these up and down markets, fundamental variables that come in worldwide, don't leave a stop loss and a major loss or in a nice major profit. So I trust you've all modified. But if you haven't, you want to know what a stop loss to yeah, I think maybe you can make it to around 159. There you are, 159. Japanese government intervention comes in. You don't want to cut your trousers down, my friend, because that'll come flying off. So get it up to 159. You make a fat profit. Thank you, Muzi. It's a very nice one. Fat profit, even if the intervention. If it doesn't, then just continue and modify your stop accordingly. Hope that's all clear. Before we move on, just want to make sure any questions on that? We all got thumbs up. I do not want any single person to lose on this trade after this wonderful profit. Well, how far are we in profit on this? We're over 100, nearly 150 pips in profit. For goodness sake, don't lose in it now. So make sure you're modified, protected. For goodness sake, that would be awful. Okay, any questions, let me know. Thank you, Muzi. It wasn't too bad. Patience sometimes works. You're looking pretty rough, some of the signals, and in the end, this often come right. And then you're looking from a nice minus to a beautiful blue. We'll see. CHFJPY. Some guys wait for pullback. Some guys got in. If the guys got in around about these levels or so, obviously a nice profit. So I don't know if anybody's in that trade. I certainly am, as mentioned. If anyone waited for the pullback, they got a better price. If they didn't, got in at market, they're still in a profit. Slightly less because it's slightly higher price, but it doesn't matter. They're still in a profit. Clearly, you want to modify. Get it up to the round figure 166, for goodness sake. If the Japanese intervention kicks in and you lose on this trade, it's not my fault, it is yours. Bear that in mind. Make sure you modify those two trades. 159, I think it was the other one. Yeah, 159 on Euro JPY, and you can make it 166 on this one. And then you're protected with a nice profit, whatever hell happens. Hope we're all good on that. Okay, any questions? We'll come back to it. Now, I'm still in Brent, so I didn't take the WTI trade. Some people aren't, so it's pulled back. And we thought there might be a possibility of some upside. I'm still fairly bullish on oil. It hasn't gone away the Middle Eastern problems. It has pulled back, a bit of a range trade at the moment. So we thought a WTI for those who are not already in Brent. If you're already in Brent, don't go to WTI. You double up in oil. You get the idea. So if you're in Brent, leave it. If you're not in it, yeah, it's okay. 57 was the entry. It's now 41, slightly cheaper. So if you didn't get in, well, you can get in now. If you like the trade, obviously this is your decision, but you will get a better price. So if you want to do it, you can get in now, as long as you're not already in and not already in Brent. I think you could get a bounce up here. It's a range trade the last week or so. Don't see any reason why it shouldn't continue. So that's the idea behind the WTI trade. Hope we're all clear on that one. Bloody hell, I forgot about that, Mike. Euro GBP. When did that come out now? Just give me a sec so I can find all this paperwork here. I think it was a while back, eh? Yeah, I'm to search around for that. Euro GBP. Can't remember actually. So many have got Euro GBP. It should have been a long on that one, as far as I can see. So it should be smiling. 24th of the 10th. That's what, yeah, that's about a week ago. Hey, what are you, 31st today? Hey, that's your last, where are we now? Tuesday, last Tuesday. I can't see why it should be a short. I can't remember the trade. I'm assuming it's a long. If it's a short, I'm not quite sure why that should be. To me, that's a long. Where's the week? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading. It's right about here. Why the hell that should be a long, a short? I don't know. So I'm assuming it was a long. I'm not in it anymore, clearly, from what comments have been making. But if you're in it, it's getting pretty near the highs. You can take stop loss. Sorry, you can take your profit, or you can modify your stop and make it break through, or you can modify your stop and maybe cut your profits and let the rest run. Those are the choices you have, but be rather cautious. A bit of resistance there. I was going to say, if it was a short, Mike, I think you'd have a quiet flea in my ear. You know what I mean? What the heck? I'd have to have a damn good answer to that, Mr. Mike, if that was a short. Yeah. Yeah. So if you are, anybody still in it, I presume you are, that's why you asked. If you don't want to take the profit because it might go up further, modify your stop, maybe 87 round figure, and maybe it might even worthwhile, maybe 87.10, a little bit close in case it falls back. And it might even worth looking at maybe cutting your position. Okay. Let bank some, let the rest run. It looks like the last week or so, there's been a bit of resistance there. We got the 12 o'clock CPI coming out. It might affect it, and it might affect it negatively, but it might affect it positively. You want to be on board. So take all that into account. I think you've got the info. You can make your decision accordingly. Okay. All good. Happy with that, Mr. McLean? He's probably Alistair McLean's brother, so he's got plenty of money. You know the author? I've actually met him, actually, when I was a kid, years ago when I was a kid. Very enjoyable books, Guns of Navarone, and all that sort of thing. Promotion, what I'm talking about before your time and all that. So we'll move along. Okay, right. I think we covered most of the stuff. A slew of stuff coming out, like I said. Canada's coming out. I think it's CPI or something coming out up us too. Let's just check the economic calendar. There's a lot coming out. Just get this stuff out of the way and see what's going on. GDP, beg your pardon. GDP up us two on Canada. CPI on the euro coming out. GDP on the euro coming out at 12. That's just today. What else today? Anything else major today? That's about it. There's some New Zealand dollar coming out as well. Some about the financial stability, some chatting about that. Moving along, let's go down to tomorrow. Coming out tomorrow is Governor of the Bank of England speaking, Bailey speaking tomorrow at 2 o'clock. CPI on the Swiss franc tomorrow at 9:30. Shoot. Anyway, you can always check it out. You should all have it. The economic calendar. If you haven't, let me know and I'll copy and paste for you. Very important. Jobless claims, the weekly coming out. What else? I think there's a few more. That seemed to be that for the tomorrow. And of course, Friday. We know all about Friday. Excuse me. Don't forget, we do a straddle trade. It'll be 2 till 3 tomorrow, and the following month will be 3 till 4 because the clocks are going back in New York. Okay, are we good with that? Actually, what I'll do, I'll just quickly copy and paste, just in case, too shy to say I haven't got it. I'll give it to you whether you like it or not. I've also got, if you haven't got my name, what then contact details, and you got the dollar index, please let me know. I want people to get in the habit of trying to interact, not just wait me to sort of spoon feed. It's important to you got to learn how to fish for yourself. So if you, I think if you haven't got it, let me know, and just say I haven't got the dollar index, etc. It's up to you to put your hand up. If you can't do that, no, it's people are going to start coming to the party and interacting. I think there's too many people expect to be spoon fed, and then when it goes wrong, they blame everyone else. It's your money. You're over 18. Your decision. You want to learn how to fish for yourself. Okay. So if you're not sure, ask. If you don't ask, you won't get the answer. Okay. Right. Just let go through them. Good. So yeah, any questions? I think we've gone through a fair bit. While you think of that, sort of go through gold, leave it alone. Gold seem to hovering around about that. I don't want to be short or long at the moment. I think I'd rather look to pullbacks to where I'm not sure. You have to look into it, but a decent pullback might buy it. But I wouldn't be chasing it now, and I wouldn't be shorting it. The NAS, the Dow, and the shares. We've already got one NVDA, which is doing okay. It's in profit. Shares, NAS, Dow, gold, US dollar. Be a little bit wary of it with all these dollar fundamentals coming out the next few days. So just be careful of those. Okay. I think after the non-farms are out, we can hopefully get some decent dollar trades in as well. be careful the yen of selling at these levels because, as I say, we could get back Japanese government intervention, which will suddenly slam it down. So yeah. That being said, we could look at we've already got a buy on the yen with the GBP, but if that starts moving up anymore, you could take the risk of shorting the dollar, even though what I said about the non-farms, etc., nothing to do with any fundamentals other than the Japanese yen are likely of a third time intervening. And they might get a decent one this time and it might come off quickly. That is a high risk one. That's your choice. Okay. Hope you're all with me on that one. Okay. Any questions, guys? Went through fairly quickly. The guys who know probably know what I'm talking about. Anyone new? Keep a pen and paper, itemizer. Just please clarify on a couple of the stuff I've been talking about. We'll go into more detail for you so you get the idea. You can't trade on technicals alone these days. You might have in the past. Today, fundamentals are a very big part of it, and you have to be aware of them. So you need to keep yourself informed. Easier said than done, I get, with all the misinformation and spin we're subjected to, but you need to keep some idea of what's going on. Okay, Christopher, no problem with that. We're going to start somewhere. Don't panic on that. Thanks for interacting. Good. My first question is, have you done platform training and have you been to any of the Forex or any of the classes? So you got a basic knowledge, or that's my next question. You've just come in, put some money in the account, never done anything before, and then coming in here, it will be a little bit much. And I've gone to a little bit quicker today because we've got some stuff out and there's a lot of guys who have traded before, and I'm just obviously just keeping them updated. So my question to you now, Christopher, is have you done any classes? I mean, you know about what lot size. We talk about margin calling. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, the basic stuff like that. Because yeah, because if you don't know what a margin calls, you don't even know what margin is. You don't. We talk about leverage trading; it's meaningless to you. If I say lot size, it's meaningless. You know the difference between a CFD share and the volumes and the what you call it and the forex. In other words, you complete total non-knowledge on any of those areas. You might find this a bit much. Then I suggest you go to a couple of SMC stock market college classes, get the background, and obviously know how to operate the platform so you can place any trade ideas, and then they come in here and then you'll grow it over a period of time. Okay, well done. Because some guys actually do come in with absolutely no knowledge, and of course they're going to be completely overwhelmed. It's like your first day 1 and 1 is 2, and they're going to and starting the course at university. Obviously, you get confused. Okay, all right. It will take some time to pick up. That's why interaction, like I say, is very good. I've just copied paste economic calendar. That's where the fundamentals coming out. You need to keep an eye on it. I'll give you what's called the dollar index as well. You probably don't have that because you're new here. So I'm just going to give you that as well. Copy paste, keep an eye on it because the dollar is where it's at. Okay, and I'll give you my number as well. I don't, by the way, advise on demos. Please don't ask on a demo account, and don't ask if you got a few hundred rand in your account. I can offer you no value, and if you start with a few hundred rands to find your way around, fine. But don't expect to make any money on it because you're clearly undercapitalized. So don't have any expectations at all if you're undercapitalized. But if you've got 2.5 grand or more, you can let me know. Just put this down first of all. Take this a lot, but I think it's falling on deaf ears. People not getting the concept. You can't play an international financial market with virtually no money. How you can possibly even think that is another story. But that means to me you can't. And don't never mind what some guy told you. You can't. You need to be funded. You need knowledge, and you need equipment. Sorry to go on about it, but I think I'm not sort of getting through on this. And it usually ends up in tears if you try. You haven't got the right ammunition. Okay, so there you are. If you have 2.5 grand or more, I can add you to my VIP group. You get daily updates and trading signals fresh sent to you, and you can interact, advice, etc. I cannot add value. You've got 400 or 500 or 1,000 or something in your account. You can send me stuff if you like, but I can't really add value. It's just too limiting. You just undercapitalized dramatically. Okay, not for my sake, I'm talking for your sake. You're going in a flyweight into a heavyweight ring. You got to be able to if you get diversify. If you've got two or three singles coming out, you cannot go into them if you've got only a grand or so. In fact, a lot of singles you can't go in anyway, otherwise you'll overexpose. Remember, it's a derivative market, it's a leverage market, and you shouldn't be risking more than 10% your entire capital in one trade. And once you go over 5, 6, 7,000, you reduce your percentage risk. This should be understood. Otherwise, you can get knocked. If you get knocked in a trade going against you, it's not the trade fault, or it's not good to have that. It means normally you're overexposed. If you've got 3 or 4, 5, 600, you're always going to be overexposed. Otherwise, you won't be able to trade. So it's just a question of just hang on in there till, just bear that in mind. Just do the arithmetic and the common sense. Use this as a learning area and you'll pick it up as you go along. But it's a skill. You're not going to learn in 5 minutes. Nowhere in the world can you make money unless you get lucky on the lottery. Are you going to learn something that's going to be financially rewarding without some sort of effort and skill coming in behind it? Okay. I think we should all realize that by now. Don't become a doctor in 5 minutes. That's why they earn more. Okay. I hope that's all clear. Please interact. Nice to have you on board, Christopher. Nice to have you here. Keep a note of stuff and you'll pick it up. And yeah, and good luck in your trading journey. We're here to help. Okay, Christopher, fantastic. Okay, I just saw the WhatsApp. Okay, I'll look at it after my 11 o'clock. Thank you, Chris. Good man. Okay, see, if you interact, I can answer the question. If you don't, you're too scared or you're not listening or you're chatting to something else. Fair enough, but likelihood of learning is going to be limiting. Okay, let's move on. Anything else you'd like to look at? Yeah, I think that's just patience, a matter of time. Jumping around a bit. Let's go to the 15-minute. Jumped up nicely earlier on today. What are we on the 15-minute? Let's go to the hourly one, get a better idea. Jumped up nicely earlier on. Now it's coming back. The dollar's fallen about, but everything's jumping around. So hopefully it will come to the party, etc. Don't know drawing lines on this, but anyway. Yeah. So be patient and hope it comes right. It's got up quite nicely earlier on, didn't it? That's come off, but maybe some buyers will come back in. It's jumping around a bit at the moment. Yeah. Don't forget, guys, if you're new, don't start trading the dollar rand. It's an exotic and therefore very volatile, high margins, high costs involved. This is not for you starting your trading journey on the rand. This is just for somebody who's done it before. Okay. Okay, so there it is. Let's have a look. I don't know anyone else the AUD CHF. Anyone's still in it. Came off nicely, popped up, down again. I re-entered. So if you aren't, don't worry about it. Leave it alone. NZD-CHF is another one. Not much meat on the bones with it, but I'll do GBP-CHF. Try that one out. Came off nice. He's popped up, and then this sort of 15-minute, hovering a bit, but maybe it's waiting for the fundies to come out. But we'll see what happens. Need patience on the Swiss franc, but you don't want to be shorted. Do not short the Swiss franc. You want to be long on the franc if you're going for it, but don't overexpose on it. Not just in the trade, but I mean in the amount of trades you take from different currencies on the Swiss franc. Don't forget. This one here, let's have a look. Put the guy again. Popped up again after coming off, but there are a few sellers are coming in. The Euro Swiss franc, anything happening on this one? Gives a bit of jip at the moment, but that being as it may, I still think it's going to come off. Be patient. It has given a bit of technical damage, but maybe try and put a fib in. It might help our cause, hopefully. Yeah, it might wander up here and then hold. Okay? Might wander a little bit further up and then hold. Then we got your stop out the way, so hopefully you'll be all right there. And CHFJPY still coming nicely to the party. I think you move up your stop again. What's done the dollar yen? Yeah, it's getting a bit higher still. Worry about Japanese intervention. If you're still in the Swiss franc, or you took it again as the signal of yesterday, move it up to 166.30. I'm worried about the intervention coming in. We want to maximize your profit on this one, not get caught with your trousers down. Your CHL stop loss, I got it down at 96.26. 96.26 should be up here. Yeah, just above the 100-day moving average. That's a stop loss. It might get up to 618 fib, and it might not, but I think that's likely to hold. But anyway, the stop loss is out the way, so fingers crossed on that one. Okay, fantastic, Mike. It's good to hear. I like that. It hits the TP, guys, not the SL, but the target. What a pleasure. And the Euro JPY, what about it? Nice one, Mike, by the way. Well bloody done. Are you in that one as well? If you're in that one, I think same story. Modify, make sure your TP's around about these levels. It might break through, but it you don't know. But yeah. Good stuff, Marcus. I'll come to that in a moment. Yeah. Same principle as the last one. Make sure you don't lose. Cut it. Put the TP in there somewhere. Close it. Put stop loss up. You've got the story. Same principle as the GBP trade, Mike. Hope you're good with that and well bloody done again. GBP JPY. Yeah, it did pop up. Good. So you should have been taken in. See how that works out. If you're already in, don't worry about it. Got a slightly worse price, but don't scream about that. Don't pick bottoms or tops in the market. Don't think to go right in your way as soon as you enter. There's literally millions and millions of people trading these international markets, all with buying, selling as we speak. As click, 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 click around the world, you're always going to buy and sell as the noise. Some more buyers just got in, put up. Some people short covering or whatever. It's always going to go up and down. So don't try and pick bottoms or tops. Take an overall viewpoint, get your stop out of the way, and be patient. Panic when you see red. Don't look at it. I'm looking at mine, am I? And it was all blue this morning. Now a few reds have come in. Don't panic on it. And then just stick with it. Okay. Yeah. So check it now and again, but try not to stare at it. We'll play with your head. But pace is the name of the game. Okay. And don't please take your profits too quick. Rather modify your stop, protect. Too many guys take the profit far too quick. Just 1 second. How's it, Craig? Hello? Hello? Just a second, guys. I've got to take this call. Hello? Okay. Where were we? Okay, yeah. So panic not if you're in. Stop loss up there somewhere. I'm not going to take it. Nothing wrong with it, but I've got about 9 open trades at the moment, and I think 10, 11, 12 is a bit much. But I do quite like it, so keep your fingers crossed. If we get the intervention, it should be a nice quick one for you. So see how it goes. Don't get the thumbs up too quick there, Marcus. It might not go right, but hoping it will, obviously. Okay, right. Anything else I can mention? You've got your economic fundamental calendar. Okay, you got my number. You got the DXY, that's the dollar index. Got some code for the dollar index. Quite a few trades out. Just have to see how they work out. Dollars jumping up and down. Went out 2 or 3 hours ago. Went up. Now it's coming off. The market is a bit, well, extremely volatile. We've got the Middle Eastern situation, geopolitical situation there affecting it. And we've got a slew of economics coming out from even today, really, but certainly from tomorrow. Remember, the dollar's the big ones, but we've got pound, Swiss franc coming out, euro. We've got stuff coming out. So just keep an eye on that calendar and see how it runs along. Okay. Any questions? Anything like to discuss? Any trades you're opening? Want a little bit of advice on updates or whatever, like Mike did? Anything you just want to go over? Please interact. There's a few guys who traded before, and I think 1 or 2 newer guys. So you're not being left out, newer guys. Please, it's all part of the learning curve to ask. And there's no pressure on you to expect to learn this in 5 seconds. It ain't gonna happen. Give yourself a chance. Well, this is the way, Marcus, like I've been saying. If you're overexposing, you're panicking on it, it usually ends up in tears. If you're in control, if you don't overexpose, you got your position calculator, you worked out the volumes, and then so it's if you do lose, which is going to happen, you're still strong enough to fight. You've got enough capital to fight another day. That's another problem when I have a guy with undercapitalized. If they take a knock and they normally have to be overexposed anyway, otherwise they won't be able to trade, that knock means now they haven't got enough capital to take a trade. And that's where the issue. And you can get 2 or 3 bad ones on the trot. Doesn't happen that often, but it does happen. You get several good ones. You think you're king. No. Get a good run, you get a bad run, like everything else in life. If you've got limited capital, you get 2 trades or even 3 trades on the trot don't work out. You can't trade anymore. So, and that's not because the trades were bad. It's just that you just don't have enough money, basically. And that's why people fight for the stuff. And I don't know who's turning around saying, oh, don't worry, you can do it with very little amount of money. And what's the minimum? You do it at 500 Rand. You can, but it's too limiting. Hello? Not too bad, not too bad. I'm just in the trading room at the moment. I'll be free just after 11 o'clock if you'd like to call me back then. Okay, I'm hosting the trading room. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye. Okay, good stuff. That's good advice for everyone there, Marcus. If you haven't got enough money to trade without screwing your head in, you can't trade. Simple as that. Because you've got to accept that you're never ever going to be always right. It's just too many variables in the market. However good you are, however brilliant you are, however experienced you are. So just bear that in mind. You've got to have enough capital to undergo the bad times as well as the good. Okay. Right. I don't say if somebody told me I could trade with 100 Rand or something. I don't care where that guy came from. That's nonsense. Okay. My view on gold is leave it alone. Simple as that. Go and check it now. Okay. It's too near the highs to buy it, but there's too many fundamental problems in the Middle East to sell it. The dollar is still, let's come off a bit, it's still fairly high. And I'll just check on the yields, put the yields out for you if you haven't got it. I think some guys might have it. So I'll just put it out for you. Hang on a second. Let's get this out of the way as it updates. Give me a moment, guys. That's the yields on the 10-year US Treasury note. It's come off a bit in the last hour or so, but that being as it may, they're still fairly high. These are all negative for gold. So the major indicators on gold strength or weakness are towards gold weakness. So why don't we sell it? Well, simply because at the moment the Israel situation in the Middle East is pushing money to what we call a safe haven. Gold is one of them. At a certain extent, the dollar, but not so much the ups and downs of the fundamentals. And funny enough, interesting, the other one has become the Swiss franc. A lot of guys are going to gold and to a certain extent the Swiss franc as well, because it's stability there. So at the moment, I would look for still, whilst that Middle East situation continues, I'd rather buy the pullbacks, but I want a decent pullback, maybe 1980 minimum, maybe more to buy it, but I don't want to be on the short side of gold while this war's going on. At the moment, I haven't got a trade to short it and to long it either. And on top of it, if you look at today's candle, 10 hours old, it doesn't know really where it wants to go. Gold at the moment is, I don't know, leave it alone. Okay. Too many ifs and buts to make a comfortable trade on gold. Okay. That's my opinion anyway. Same with the NAS, all these fundamentals coming. I'll be very careful either side of the NAS. I'm bearish on it, by the way. As I said many times, I'm rather short the rally than try and buy it up to short it. But to either side now, again, fundies coming out, rather stand aside. You might find because of that, a lot of the major institution traders will be rather low volume of trading on the on that. Okay, makes sense. There'll be rather low volumes trading on the dollar and those things, Nasdaq and the stock market, etc. So it'd be sideways till basically, I think, my opinion, till the 2:30 data release on the jobs report in the US. So yeah, just be a little bit skeptical trying to get cute with those instruments. Okay. Oh, we're good on that. All right. Any other questions? Is that okay? You happy with that, info? Do you see a trade on it? I'm quite amped to listen to every. It's a democracy, yeah. If you got an idea, you want to do something with it, we can always have a look at it. You might get some guys. I don't know if Zeph's still here. You've gone long on Euro CHF, and I went short, or I don't know which way around it was, and you turned out to be quite correct. I might be very wrong, completely wrong. So, Empo, what do you want to do? Do you still think it's good enough to go for in any particular direction? I've given my view, but I'd say that's my view. You're happy. Okay, fair enough. As long as you're happy with it, it's fair enough. So I want to get people, especially the people who are just starting off. There's no right or wrong of this business. It's opinion driven, and that's why you have to have an opinion. Because if you didn't, we wouldn't have a market. You can't buy something if nobody wants to sell it, and you can't sell it if no one wants to buy it. So every time you buy, someone thinks you're wrong. Every time you sell, somebody thinks you're wrong to take the counterparty to create the deal. Okay, hope you understand that concept. Good stuff, Zeph. Great. Just bear that in mind. Hope you got that. It's very important to understand it. Gets a better understand the concept behind the buyers and sellers and how you need that opposite counterparty risk. Roger, can I text you on WhatsApp and help with the moving average indicator? I'm not sure which ones you mean, but I'll put them up for you anyway. It might be useful to some guys. Let's have a look. Just scrunch it a bit. Right. The major indicators, take a couple of moments here if you don't mind. I've got a quiet moment to put a trade idea up. I'll stop and immediately go to that. Obviously takes precedence. The major indicators are the 50, which is the dark blue, and the brown one, which is the 200-day simple move, not day actually, sorry, beg your pardon. 50, a simple, which is the blue one, and the 200 simple moving average, which is the brown one. Okay, very, very important. Put them on your chart. 50 and 200. The world follows them and they are important and they're self-fulfilling as a result, often, not every time, obviously. The other ones I do like is the 100, which is reasonably important, and the less so 10, but has a function there. If you like all four, the magenta is 10, 50 is the blue, 100 is the black, and the browns are 200. 10, 50, 100, 200. If you don't like my color scheme, that's irrelevant. You put the color scheme you like. That's just my color scheme. 10, 50, 100, and 200. All simple. Now, I didn't say day. I did my mistake. It's only daily on the daily. If you're on the weekly, it's the weekly moving. On the hours, hourly moving. On the month, it's the monthly moving. On the 4 hour, it's the 4 hour moving. It's 200 multiplied by the candlestick duration. Don't forget that. Very useful. Acts as a filter and support resistance. Okay. Come to silver in a moment. Roger, have you looked at CAD? I'm looking for the line. I'm not really. Just start off. I'll explain that moment, Seth. Just a second. If you're on silver, they asked me. I don't know why we still have it not to do it. I think mainly because silver has been defaulted to 0.05 as the minimum. Now, what's the problem with that? Unfortunately, again, I mentioned we have too many people coming into trading without going to classes, without going to trading room, without really doing very much in the way of learning, and have tiny midget accounts and going into silver, and because they're in a highly leveraged account. I don't think anyone starting off with a small amount should have anything but a low leverage account to protect them from themselves or overexposing to margin calls. But that being as it may, they've done that anyway with highly leveraged accounts. They've gone in with 0.05 as a minimum default position size you take. And as a result, they got margin calls upset them, and it jams the bloody switchboard on our side. Not so much mine, but on the office side, trying to explain to these guys what a margin call is. It's time consuming. So it encouraged me not to push it. Having said that, it's there. So I'm going to speak to those who know what the heck I'm talking about. If you don't, leave it alone. Gerard, I look at silver as not the safe haven as the gold. We all know that silver does follow gold. We know that, but it's not the safe haven of gold. So I would be buying the pullbacks on gold. And if it gets up to pretty high resistance area, I wouldn't be selling gold. I'd be selling silver. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So buy the pullbacks on gold and sell the overbought area. They're not gold because the safe haven, silver not so much, sell on the silver. Okay, we agreed on that. Now that's for Gerard, the experienced guys. The other guys, don't worry about silver, leave it alone. Other fish to fry. Leave the czar alone, other fish to fry when you're starting. Don't try and run before you can walk, please. Ends up in tears. Don't go overexposed because you've got a high leverage account. My advice, guys, a small account should really have a lower leverage. Otherwise, they're just going to just overexpose. Okay. Yep. Okay. Good stuff. Yeah. Great. A sell on the silver. That is not the safe haven as much. So it's not totally in tandem with gold. You can, but you've got to have some money. You've got to understand it. You've got to understand them. No, you know what? You've got to understand what it's been talked about, basically. If you don't, then leave it alone. Okay. CAD CHF. Right. Come to that. CAD CHF. Right. To me, that's leave it alone territory. I'll tell you why, Zeph. First of all, a lot of guys are in the Swiss franc as we speak. Like I mentioned, I'm not keen on people overexposing one currency. CAD CHF, CHF JPY, CHF Japanese yen, CHAUD, CHF Mexican peso, ZAR. You get the idea. Something goes wrong with the Swiss franc, you're gonna see your ass. Excuse my language. Having said that, the Swiss franc is still the strongest, and the Canadian is slowly but slipping. As I said about the fundamentals over there, it's approaching recession pretty quickly. They've got their expenditure on social programs like the UK and most of Europe actually are horrendous. And although it's still a free enterprise country, it's just the money's coming, it's going out. It's like you're earning a good salary, Mr. John Joe Blogs, but unfortunately you got 50 people out there you're looking after. Very charitable, but now you're getting broke looking after them. Same sort of principle. So having said that, I would not be assured in the Swiss franc. Now we're looking at nearly 2 weeks of sideways trading with very little meat on the bones. I am looking to short the rally. I would not be long on this. The Canadian is slightly weaker than it was the last couple of months. I'm even putting up a middleweight area from the sort of reducing it from the heavyweight area. So I would not be buying this on the off chance to get a bounce, which might happen. It might well happen. A lot of people seeing that with not too much knowledge of what's happening on the fundamental side, the sheer volumes of it might just push it up, just the buying alone. But looking at the counts in the past, every time it's popped up, it's not got anywhere. There's not enough meat on the bone to trade the range. So rather leave it alone or sell the rally as long as you're overexposed in the Swiss franc. That's my take personally. Yeah. You want to look at the 4 hour? What towards silver or this one? I've gone on this one now. See, exactly the 4 hour. But why would you want to trade this at the moment? Especially if you've got half a dozen trades open in the Swiss as we speak. Hope we're all clear on that. We were silver, now we're on CAD CHF. Go to silver if you like, but just understand what I'll be told. I'll be checking it. See, if you like Zeph, you trade before, you do on your own back. I'm just giving the opinion out there. And it's not totally against it. I won't be buying this, by the way, but not totally against it. You might get a bounce, but I think it's worth it. Rather sell the rally, but not if you're in half a dozen other Swiss franc, euro, God knows what else. Then you're overexposed, like I said. The silver, we'll go and have a look at it quickly. It's yeah, what's we on the 4 hour? Go to the daily. Yeah, it seems to be holding there. Stop up there somewhere, sell it down there. Remember, only. I'll put it up for you. I'll show what I mean. I'll show you exactly what I mean, guys. Okay. Okay. Senna, if you're still, I don't know, but I can't chat to that moment. I was just a regular here who can't make the train room, wants some quick question asked. I just stopped for a second to do that. Where we a cell, that's right. I want to put it up here. So we're going to take it down here somewhere. That'll do. 22.20. Yeah, it's good enough. See, talk about 260 because it's defaulted to 0.05. You can't do smaller. The problem with that is you need about 3 grand your account to be able to trade it for one trade. Okay. And the margin, because it's 5 in there, you've used up a lot of free margin. So you might say, I've got 3 grand and so I can trade it up, be another trade. Now you're going to risk having too little free margin. Remember, if you've got very little free margin, you could easily get margin called. You will get stopped out if you don't have enough free margin to maintain the open trade. Very important. So you've got to have enough money after you've taken the trade, and from a risk value of 260 rand for the minimum entry means you need about 3 grand minimum to look at that trade. So having said that, if your criteria are fulfilled, those parameters are fulfilled, you can look at it, and yeah, obviously a bit of downside there. Yeah. Discount is from the Euro the GBP. I hear you. Yeah, CPI 12 on the euro. Yeah, that's correct. The euro is strong GBP. I agree on both. Yeah. Okay. So going back to before we go on the euro GBP, anything on the silver before we move on? I hope I've been I hope I'm all crystal clear about limitation of trading this particular instrument. I want to mention the same. Yeah, leave it alone. Okay, fine. We'll move on. Same applied to platinum. The platinum margins are very high. Again, it doesn't matter. You've got a proper sized account, but the problem is most people don't. And therefore, if they go for platinum, they find they've got no money left over to trade because the margin's too high. So leave platinum alone. Unless, again, you've got a decent size account. Even then, I'm not that sure. Platinum's a bit boring. Probably leave alone. I haven't traded platinum for a while. Okay, but same principle. Okay, Euro GBP. I think got a long on that, not a short. Right. You think it's a great one to buy it now? You might well be right, but are you going to chase it up now? It's right on the highs. Let's go to the weekly. right on the highs in the buy zone. I get that, but it's quite a bit, a little bit. Well, it's quite a bit of resistance, yeah, up at that level there. I just say there's fundies coming out in the euro at 12. I think the GBP's come out. I've got so many. I've forgotten they're coming out as well sometime. I think it's tomorrow. BOE, Governor Bailey speaking as well. I personally wouldn't be chasing it here, but Zeph, you've been around. You got your own mind. If you like it, go for it. But certainly, Mike, if you're still with us, I wouldn't be advising you jump back in on along. I would leave this one alone for the moment. Too many ifs and buts. Anyone disagree with that? What do you think? You still want to have a look at it? Anyone want to join Zeph? He's been right a couple of times and I've been wrong. First put my hand out. Well bloody done. But I've been right, he's been wrong, so don't forget that. Ha ha ha. No, but so part, he's great voice, got his own mind. Great. That's what we want to hear. We want people to think for themselves and have their own ideas. And we can often have a buy and a sell trade up in the trading room and see how it works out. That's very important. You've got faith in the euro. You're going over to Portugal. That's why. Okay, you buy it then. I don't have to teach you how to put volumes in. You how to do that. You go for it. See if it works out. I just hope we're not on board, and for your sake, you're laughing, and we missed out. Yeah, I'm in the CHF for a short. I'm already in. That's why I'm not going for the Euro CHF. Simple as that. I'm already in that one. I'm already in that one. I'm still, yeah, that's a weekly, so I get probably clear on the daily. Yeah, I'm in that one. If you're not, I keep saying, you got to think, guys, if you're in half a dozen Swiss francs, you don't want to go to another one because you're overexposed in the currency. But if you're not in this one and you're only in one other, no problem. Yeah, I'm short this one. Happy with the short. Absolutely. Yeah, Mike, I know, but I wouldn't be joining him now. It's up to you anyway, Zeph. You know the score. Yeah, I agree. Short this if you're not in. I'm already in. I think I'm in a profit. I hope so. I'm quite a big position. Don't show it to you. I went a bit over the top on it. It's my money. I did. I'm actually, to be honest, I'm overexposed in it, so don't panic. That's me. Yeah, I'm in there. That's got nothing to do with the price of eggs. Some people are, some people aren't. I just want people to think for themselves. They don't say, "Oh, we've got to trade our ADCF, just jump in." When you're in the euro, there's CHF, CHF, JPY, NZD, CHF, CAD, CHF, bloody Mexican peso, CHF, Nasdaq, CHF. A bit slightly ridiculous, but you know what I mean. Okay, okay. Hey, it's CHF, JPY. I think I might move the stop again. It's been bloody brilliant, isn't it? Where is it now? 40. Move it up a bit. Worry about intervention. There we are. Okay. I'm in NZD, I'm in the AUD, and I'm the GBP and the CHF JPY. I'm in four. My normal limitation is three. I broke that rule slightly. Ain't going to go into a fifth. Let's have a look. Where's the Euro CHF now we speak? Oh, bloody hell. Give me some jip this. Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember now. It looks like it might get to 618 fib and hold and come off. We shall see. Good. Be nearly there. Hey, 4 hour. Yeah, probably will. Might pop up a little bit more and then come off. That's don't know that. I'm comfortable with that. Okay. What's the other one we got out today? GBP JPY. Any action on that? Oh, bloody hell. Anything fundamental? I thought it was later on. Let's look, just quick check my fundies. Euro. I think the pound was tomorrow, wasn't it? What are we doing now on the pound? Just a second. This thing's stuck now. Bloody thing's stuck. Ah, can't see it. The thing's stuck. Ah, that's better. Ah, that's better. Okay, I think the pound's tomorrow. Give me a moment. Fill around all this stuff here. Today is Tuesday. Pound. I'm sure it's tomorrow. Now Euro CAD is today, and the pounds tomorrow. Don't forget PMI is also tomorrow, Swiss here. Okay, where's the pound? Or was it Friday? When's the bloody? Oh, Thursday's the pound. I think. Yeah, sorry, the Thursday's the pound. So no, that's something. So yeah, I know. Decide to hit this pretty hard. Probably come off from here. So keep your fingers crossed. Okay, no problem. Course markers, good stuff. You're working nice. Oh, what fun. And you got the round figure coming up as well. Plus, yeah, so it might be okay there. Okay, good stuff. Anything else? WTI, any movement upwards on WTI as the other one? Yep, starting to come to the party. Little bit of profits there at the moment. Let's see if that continues. Okay. Okay, right. We've got a few moments. Does everybody know how to cut their position? I've mentioned it a couple of times. I think mentioned to Mike earlier on. In other words, you're in obviously 1 micro is the minimum, so you can't do anything with that. But if you're in a bigger position than 1 micro and you decide that you want to bank some of it, you don't have to close the entire position. Let's say 10 micros, you want to bank 5, you can let the other 5 run. Does anybody there not know how to do that? If you don't, please tell me, and it won't take long. I can show you. Give you a couple of moments to answer. If you don't, I assume you all know that. It's important, by the way. Okay, Courtney, no problem at all. Just have a look at my trades. A lot of them in red. They're in green earlier, blue earlier on, but that's how it happens, up and down. Yeah, they're not looking that pretty, but we'll see. Find a blue one. Right, that's flying, as you can see. We'll use this one. Now I've got 0.2 in there because quite a tight stop, so you work out your volumes accordingly. And I decide I want to bank some of that trade. Okay. What I go is I highlight it, obviously, left click and highlight it, not the stop loss TP. That's when you modify. You highlight, I'll put on the volume, put it under there if you like. Double click on that area. You've got that? Double click. All right. And then you go the volume you want to cut. In this case, example, let's say I want to cut half. So I put 0.1. I've got 20 micros. I want to bank 10. I put 0.1 the volume and I click on the close button. Simple as that. When you do that, that will clearly change to 2 grand, whatever, and that will change to 0.1. Are we all clear on that? Don't panic, see the red. I'm not panic. Let's keep it out of the way. It was nice seeing blue earlier on, and I feel comfortable it will happen later on. Got that corner. Has everyone got that? I'll do it once again if you're not sure. It's important. You got that, Chris? Good. Everybody on board with that? If not, please tell me, and then we get it sorted out now. Yeah, that's true. Let's have a look. Otherwise, I would agree with you, but we'll have a look at it in a moment, Edwin. Anybody else? Okay, we'll move on. AUD CAD. All right, AUD CAD. A bit of technical damage, taking out the 100-day. Bit of indecision yesterday, bit of indecision today. The CAD is not as strong as I'd like it to be, but the AUD, in my opinion, ain't that great either. It's at the round figure of 88. Do I see some downside? To be honest, yes, I do. Am I confident we're going to get a breakthrough here without some sideways movement? Not so confident. And that's only 20 pips away. So, Edwin, to put it together, I do agree with the sell, but I'd rather sell it when it takes out the 100-day, maybe goes back and tests it and comes off. Then you can put the sell in there, stop loss up there, the TP down here. I'd rather sell it there and that range. At the moment, I'm just going to hang 5. It could easily bounce a little bit, or worse, just hang around here for a while. So I think just hang 5 on that at the moment. But I'd rather with the short, I agree with that, Edwin, than the long side. But I think I'd rather have the confirmation break before I get too cute with it. That's personally my opinion. Any other comments on that, Gerard? Zeph, anybody else? Any comments on that? Do you see it's a chance for a trade now, or do you want to wait for the break, or some might think buy it? What do you guys think? I don't want to buy it. I want to be selling it, but I want to see the break first. If it does bounce up, I might still look for a sell at a higher price, but I'm nervous to. I still think the Canadian's slightly stronger than the AUD. I'm not sure I want to be on the alongside of the AUD against the CAD, so I'd rather see a break. Any other comments on that? Do you see a trade now, guys? What do you think? Cecil, you traded before. Brian, you don't say much, but you traded before. Gerard, I think Farid has as well. Edwin asked the question, won't be him. Anyone else? Leave it alone. You go with that one. Leave it alone. Gertrude, don't forget. Mike, what do you think? Paul, Reno, you've been around a bit. So has Sam. What do you think, guys? Zeph, definitely. Leave it alone. Thank you, Gertrude. Rather leave it alone. I think you're getting more leave it alones there, Edwin. And that's what the trading room's for, because you need some moral support. I'd quite like to go in the, I don't know, the AUD, buddy, I don't know, whatever. And a little bit of moral support or what? What do you think, guys? If most think leave it alone, probably do the same myself. And Cecil, Paul, or leave it alone. Okay, so we'll leave this alone. Okay, I think best wait. Okay. I'd rather not trade and miss out than trade and it goes against me, put it that way. Okay, no problem, Rainer. I'm just thinking. I'm suggesting we leave the AUD CAD alone. Edwin suggested maybe a short on it, and I said leave it alone until we get a break through the 100-day moving average. Put it out to the guys there. Most of them seem to agree with that, so we can leave it alone. What do you think, Rainer? Do you want to do a short on this one, or a long indeed, or wait till it breaks here to get a confirmed break, the stop up here, and the TP down there? That to me would be the better bet. That's you agreed. Okay, fantastic. This is what we want to do. See, guys are learning, they're interacting, and they start by they're getting the general idea. Because one of the major problems with people is they get scared when they first start, then they start reading enormous amount of detailed books, then they can't see the wood for the trees. Paralysis by analysis. It's all about the buyers and sellers in a nutshell trading, with interference from fundamentals, to be honest. And don't forget, which is vital, is understand the emotional aspect of trading. Do not think you'll learn how to trade on a demo. If you take the emotions out, you take about 80 plus, maybe even 90% of trading skills. It's handling of your own personal emotional discipline, head, and patience more than fancy indicators. That's usually what people are cropper on. The fear takes over the rationality. So you got to work on that side. It takes a while. I tell you, it's not easy. I didn't find it easy anyway. Still don't. Okay. I think your CHF might be coming off a bit now. No, it's still going up a little bit. Let's have a look at the 15-minute. Might come off, hopefully, at this area here. We shall see. WTI is hovering, but it's doing okay. Bum, 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 bum. What's the dollar doing? Coming off a bit. I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe just traders. Okay. We'll see what happens. Okay. That's covered that lot. Anything else to mention? Don't think so. I think that's about all I've got to discuss at the moment. I haven't forgotten anything. Not really. Okay, guys. Right. Any clarifications you want? I think you've all got the moving averages now. Always remember, if you want to find anything about the particular instrument, click on anything. Doesn't really matter. That will do. Then right click and go to specification. It'll tell you what the contract size is. It'll tell you what the margin is. You divide that figure into 100 to get your leverage. Go further down. It says full access. It means you can buy or sell it. Some says long only, or some says close only, which means you can't enter a trade. You get the general idea. The minimum volume is 0.01 in this case. Fill or kill means you're going to go into the trade or not partial fill. So you put in a trade, not half filled and the rest move away. You're either in or you're not in. That tells. So it gives you the details basically. Okay, so you all know how to do that, and you've got to understand it as well. There's a bit to be learned. Panic not. It's like any skill, takes a bit of grind to start off with, but hopefully tend to trade them, do a couple of classes, and after a while it should fall into place. Like driving a car. Hey, don't forget time with experience, you know some are more volatile than the others. Nasdaq is extremely volatile, so you might have a 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 pip stop, something like that on a forex, but you wouldn't on the NAS. You need at least 200 on the NAS. So because it's volatility, that's why we have a micro indices on the NAS and the Dow, give people smaller accounts the opportunity to trade. If you trade a normal account and you got less than 5 grand, you're going to be overexposed. So if you want to trade the NAS and the Dow and you got less than 5,000 Rand, then you need the NAS Micro. You can get that if you haven't got it already. Go to the portal and open live account choosing that option of the micro indices. Okay. Then all you can load is the NAS and the Dow. You can't load any other instrument in there. So just bear that in mind. But those two, then you have to fund it. Okay. If you want to do those two, good enough money and experience, doesn't really matter. You do the normal NAS like I do. Don't forget, if you've got a bonus account, often comes up, thing I've mentioned here. If you've got a bonus account, you can't do shares. So if you get a share idea, you won't be able to add it to your watch list. You can only add it to on a normal account for whatever normal account is, a non-bonus account. So if you've got a bonus account, you cannot do shares, CFD shares. Okay, just bear that in mind. Okay, any questions, guys? Hope I covered a bit there for you. You okay there, Vilna? Been here for a month or so, and it starts a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel of what's going on. Vilna, Zummer, fairly new to it. Hope you start to see some light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, I like that, Vilna. Didn't expect that. I was thinking, so well, you're starting to get the idea. Oh, that's good. Shiny light, brilliant, brilliant. That's fantastic, Vilna. Thanks for your support there. Okay, that's the most important thing is you're getting value because it's taking your time up to make the effort to come in here and probably unless you're on a unlimited takes a bit of data up as well on the Zoom, almost like a YouTube. So hope you're getting value. Okay, fantastic, Gerard. Good stuff. Are you retired, by the way, Gerard? Just out of interest, are you retired or are you still working? Well done, Vilna. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Just want to know. I'm not just for a pat on the back, just to make sure you're actually getting some idea. Yeah, Gerard, you still working, my friend, or retired now? Feet up and trading. I must have already left, I think. Never mind. Catch him next time. No, it's just left. Never mind. Okay, right. That's a nice way of putting it. Yeah, thanks. But that is actually a vital point. Nice way of putting it, but that apart, it's a good point. It's emotional support. Moral support, yeah, I think probably better say emotional support. And believe me, I get that as well. It's emotional support. So it's nice to have something, yeah, I still think it's a good idea. I've looked at that and been a bit iffy. And then something's come up and then uh yeah, just a second. Uh, oh, sorry, I'll do it again. Okay, right. Yes, going back to that, yeah, yeah, I've got doubts. I'm not sure. Should I go into, I don't know, nat gas or bloody, it doesn't really matter, an instrument. And sometimes I just need a bit of moral support, emotional support. I like that. Yeah, very important. Very, very important. Okay, right. Just it's nearly 11 o'clock, about 10 minutes. Any other clarification? Anything, any questions, any trades you just want to go over again? You might be in it, or you want to see if should I modify or anything like that. Anything else just want to go over quickly? Okay, well, just before we close up, let's go a quick session, go over some of the open trades, ADCHF, hovering a little bit to maybe now I might see it a bit better. Hovering a little bit. Does anything else we're in? Brent start to try to come right. CHFJPY, it's continuing its march. Good stuff. What else? Euro CHF start to come back. Aha, hit the fib. See, these things work. Look, hit the fib. What was the other one? Euro CHF. I've just done that one. Sorry. Yeah. What else? GBP CHF start to come back. That's good. GBP JPY sell at 70. Ooh, that's not looking pretty. Keep your fingers crossed, guys. Keep your fingers crossed. What else have we got? Can't remember. Is that it? I think NZD CHF, anything happening there? Not much. Some took the rand. What's that doing? Not too pretty. Dollar yen. Yeah, be careful of that, guys. Be careful. That might actually get intervention coming in soon. That'd be quite nice. Okay. Yeah. Don't start thinking you're gonna buy the rand. By the way, that's come off quite a bit. That's a sell the dollar. That's buying the rand. I'm still gonna stick with it anyway. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. To recap, just keep our fingers crossed. See you tomorrow there, Vilna. Good stuff. Remember, that is not for guys just starting. Not for guys who've been doing it for a while. It's come off quite a bit in the last 4 hours, eh? I'll just keep my fingers crossed. Yeah. So WTI, that was the other one. Start to go back up again. Good. We might get something good out of that. Ebony's just joining us. A bit late now because we're probably closing up just now. Hello, Ebenezer. Coming a bit late. We're probably closing up just now. We're just about finished. Nice to have you join us, but I'm sorry we'll be closing up just now. Have a power day. Yeah. Anything else you'd like to know, Guy, before we wrap it up till tomorrow? Just bear in mind, keep an eye on that calendar, economic calendar. We've got stuff coming out over the next few days. A lot. Not just the US, Japan, Swiss franc, pound, euro, you name it. No gift. Okay, guys. Yeah, I think we'll just wrap it up then. Have a great day, guys. Hope the trades come right. Give it patience. Don't expect all to jump in your direction immediately, as mentioned, and give it time. Hope they'll come right. Okay, guys. Hope you can join me tomorrow, and thanks always for your support. Catch you then. Cheers.